what we need to understand from the graphs perspective, that from the syllabus perspective, students, there are five different types of graphs that you should know, that we will have to sketch, we will have to solve questions related to it, and a lot of concepts being involved for the graphs chapter as well. So the five different types of graphs that students should know are basically linear, quadratic, cubic, reciprocal, and exponential graph. Okay, so the students should be able to understand about, the students should be able to recognize, sketch, and interpret. So these are three different things, okay, that we have to work on, students, that students should be able to recognize, sketch, and interpret the graphs of the following functions, which is linear, quadratic, cubic, reciprocal, and exponential. Okay, so first up is basically, how do you judge them, how do you understand which one is a linear, which one is a cubic, which one is a reciprocal. So starting off, it will be, sir, with the linear graphs. Okay, so the case, or we can start off like this case. In the graphs, linear graphs, we have, students, and linear graphs are always y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, so this is how the linear graphs will be. Y is equals to mx plus c, where m stands for the gradient and c stands for y-intercept. How does the linear graph looks like? Examples, couple of examples of the linear graphs can be. The examples of the linear graphs will be, students, for example, this is how the graph is going. So that's a linear, gradient is positive. This will be, m will be positive, linear lines are like this. Okay, or you can simply make it without this as well, without the graph. Okay, the linear lines that we make on the graph, these will be linear lines where x power is the highest one and y power is also highest one. Okay, y power will be 1. So one example is this one. If we do another example, students, it will be looking like this, that this can be also called a linear graph. Okay, so that is a basic linear graph. That is what we need to understand. Okay, once we got this, the next one is the quadratic graphs. Please focus, everyone. I'll be sharing these notes as well. So what we have, the next one is basically the quadratic graph, which will be, how do we sketch quadratic graphs? So quadratic graphs is basically, you need to understand quadratic graphs equations are y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. So quadratic graphs will always be with the highest power of square. Whatever graph you find out with the highest power of square, that will be called the quadratic graphs. Doesn't matter whatever happens, quadratic graphs can only be of two types. The quadratic graphs, if you have to sketch and make, the quadratic graphs can only be of the two types, students. I'm drawing both of them. Make sure this is the only possibility of making a quadratic graph. There are only two possibilities of making a quadratic graph. One of them is the graph is going like this, or the graph is going like this. Then, okay, how does the graph, a quadratic can be look like this, and a quadratic graph can look like the other way. That's how a quadratic graph looks like in the form of curve. This one is basically the maximum point, students. This one is a maximum graph. We will call it, sir, a maximum graph. This one, and that one will be a minimum graph. Will be, sir, a minimum graph is called minimum graph. How do you judge it? You have to understand, students, that A will be, in this case, when you have a maximum graph, always remember A is always less than 0. The value of the A, the value of the x square coefficient, whatever with the x square is, whatever the coefficient is with x square, if A is less than 0, it's always a maximum graph. And if the A value will be greater than 0, if the A value will be greater than 0, it will always be a minimum. If the A value will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, something, any values of this, half value as well. So A, if A is greater than 0, students, it will be called a quadratic graph. Is everyone understanding? Getting that clear? That is how the quadratic graph looks like. Quadratic, as we have discussed, sir, why it quadratic graph looks like this? Because quadratic graph always gives us two solutions because the highest power is square. So we get two solutions, one solution, second solution, one solution, and second solution. Okay. Is everyone getting it? Hyperbola bhi keh sakte hain, but we don't use the terminology of this one here. Just understand from this perspective, we have two solutions for a quadratic graph on the left hand side as well, two solutions for a quadratic graph on the right hand side as well. For linear graphs, we have one solution, and one solution on the x-axis. Is everyone getting it? Following understood? The x-axis, the x-axis, y-axis, x and y. Okay, we'll get for which thing you didn't get it. Let me know. Linear graphs will have one solution. I'm just trying to explain you how can you recognize what we are discussing of the syllabus perspective. From the syllabus perspective, the first objective that we are trying to understand, it's basically about recognizing of the first point that we are trying to understand is basically how to recognize linear, quadratic, cubic, reciprocal, and the exponential graph. How do you recognize each of them? The linear graph is always a straight line. As you can see on the screen, the linear graph is always a straight line, students. Positive gradient, negative gradient. It is basically y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, it will be always y is equals to mx plus c with one solution, x power 1 highest and y power 1 will be the highest for the linear graphs. For the quadratic graphs, we will have y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. The quadratic graphs looks like they are made or they are sketched in the form of the where we have two solutions only, and the quadratic graph either is made like this or this. There are only two possibilities of making a quadratic graph. Is it clear? One of the quadratic graph will be a maximum graph, one of the graphs will be a minimum graph. Is everyone getting following understood? Clear? Okay, so we have minimum graph and a maximum graph available. Is it clear? Got it understood? Following? So what we need to understand, the next one is basically the cubic graph. So let's talk about cubic graphs as well, sir. How does a cubic graph looks like? So a cubic graph will be, as the word suggests, cubic will have three solutions. Cubic graphs will have three solutions. A cubic graph looks like y is equals to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. A cubic graph, because the highest power is of cube, so a cubic graph will have three solutions. How does generally a cubic graph looks like, students? A cubic graph will look like, sir, it will be cutting at three, it will be giving us three solutions or cutting at three places to make it on the x-axis. That's how a cubic graph will look like, students. This is one example. These are all examples I'm giving. One solution, two solution, and three solutions on the x-axis. If we are getting three solutions, cubic graph, because the highest power is x cube, a cubic graph will give us three solutions. This is just one example. We'll practice, we'll sketch together in the class sessions, and that will help you get better at it. I'm just giving you an overview. How does a cubic graph can look like? Okay, so you just remember when you have to organize the graphs, you can easily remember how does a cubic graph looks like. Okay, so the next one, what we have is basically the next one is all about another example of the cubic graph can be this as well. Okay, another example of the cubic graph I'm making can be this as well. So this is also called a cubic graph because this is one solution. In the blue, follow everyone, this is one solution and this is basically two solutions. This one here is basically called two solutions, or repeat, not two solutions, called a repeated solution because it's making a tangent. We'll come to that concept as well. Sketching together with me, just copy it down. This one requires a lot of explanation. I will be just make sure that I'm putting a box over here as well, that I'll come back to this again as well. I'm just trying to show you that this can also be called a cubic graph. Is everyone getting it? Following? Understood? Got it? Is everyone clear? Okay, so please make sure you copy it down. How does a cubic graph looks like? This is the third one. There are five types of graphs: linear, quadratic, and cubic. The cubic will be cutting at three solutions, usually three different solutions, but they can also have two solutions as well, where the graph does not cross. It just touches the x-axis. It's just touching the x-axis. So we'll discuss this thing in detail in a later part as well. Okay. So I'll just summarize. Please have a look. The first page is done. That how different types of graphs will look like. So the next one is basically, let's add another page. So what we have is basically after the cubic graph, the fourth one is basically the reciprocal graphs. Okay, the fourth one, the reciprocal graphs. Any questions in the one, two, three one? Anyone would like to volunteer? Any questions in linear, quadratic, and cubic? Any questions for linear, quadratic, cubic? Anyone? Would anyone have questions? Please let me know. Okay. The next one is basically, sir, the reciprocal graphs. Please focus. What do we mean by reciprocal graphs? How can you interpret them and what's their equation? So a lot of time, students, a lot of time you will judge from this as well. Okay, y is equals to mx plus c, or it can be like this as well. Okay, it can be in the form of y is equal. I'll give you more examples. Y is equals to 2x plus 7, or it can be like 3y is equals to 5x, like most complicated example I'm giving. It can be like this as well. कि y power is 1, y highest power is 1, x highest power is also 1. So 3y is equals to 5x plus 7 will give us the linear graph. Okay. Quadratic examples can be, if I put some values assigned to it. So quadratic graphs will be y is equals to 5x square plus 19x minus 2. That's one example. I can give you another example as well. It can be sir y is equals to, let's do it above. Okay, it can be y is equals to negative 4x square plus 3x plus 1. And we can also have y is equals to 5x square plus 7. So both of these examples are of quadratic graphs. For cubic graphs, we can have couple of examples. Y is equals to x cube is one example of a cubic graph. We can also have y is equals to 6x cube minus 8x square plus 9x plus 5. So a lot of examples can be made. How does the cubic graph will look like? Both of them. Whenever you have x cube, it will be a quadratic graph. Whenever you have x square, it will be a, sorry, whenever you have x cube, it will always be called a cubic graph. Whenever you have x square, it will always be called a quadratic graph. Cubic graph is x power of cube, and x power 1 and y power 1 will always be the linear graph. Is everyone getting it? Following? Understood? So how will you judge in an exam when it is a reciprocal graph? So reciprocal graph example will be y is equals to a divided by x. So what we have to understand the message. If the x comes in the denominator, students, if the x will come in the denominator, the reciprocal graphs, if the x comes, everyone can hear me, right? I'm audible, people getting it, falling understood. So if x comes in the denominator, it will always be a reciprocal graph. Okay, x is coming in the denominator, it will always be a reciprocal graph. Okay, so y is equals to a divided by x is a reciprocal graph. Couple of examples will be y is equals to 5 divided by x plus 1. You can also have it y is equals to 5x squared divided by 3x plus 2. That's also can be called a reciprocal graphs. Okay, so different examples. If we have x is in the denominator, then it will be always a reciprocal graphs. How does the reciprocal graph looks like? So reciprocal graphs, just for the imagination purpose, how do you judge how does a reciprocal graph looks like? So a reciprocal graph will be looking like, For example, if I am sketching, or just for the, it will never touch the x-axis or y-axis. So this is one type. It will never touch the x-axis or the y-axis. This is how a reciprocal graph will look like. Okay, it's basically going to infinity level. We will discuss in detail why it goes, but reciprocal graphs never touches. If we have x is in the denominator, only x is in the denominator. We have in this topic asymptote lines as well. We will come to that as well. Okay, what is an asymptote line? In the reciprocal graphs, you will see asymptote line as well. If you have heard about that or not, we will be talking about, I'm just giving an overview summary of it. Okay, we will be talking about the asymptote lines as well. Okay, what is an asymptote line and how do you judge a reciprocal graph and how do you sketch reciprocal graphs as well? That is what we are talking about here as well. Is everyone understanding? Getting it, students? Clear? Following? So one example of how does a reciprocal graph looks like, it doesn't touch or meet the x or the y axis in our basic example. And the last one is basically what's the main objective of understanding is basically it will come in next 5 minutes. If I show you some equations, can you judge what is it? Okay, you have to judge what is it. It's a reciprocal graph, this one, because x is in the denominator. And the last one is basically the exponential graphs that we are calling. Exponential graph means that x should be in the power. So exponential graph, we have to sketch exponential graphs as well. So it will be, sir, exponential graphs. Exponential graphs, that is what we have here. Okay, we have to sketch for exponential graphs. The examples of exponential graph will be y is equals to a power of x. If you want to put some numbers on it, so it can be y is equals to 2 power of x, something like y is equals to 7 power x. How do you sketch these graph? Anything to the power of x, anything what you can place in the power will be called an exponential graph. And if you have to sketch exponential graph, they look like basically, sir, the exponential graph will be looking like something. Most of the time they are just going upward direction, so it can be this as well. Okay, like this is how the exponential graph will look like. Is everyone understanding, getting it? Okay, it will be going in an exponential way. They will be increasing in a square power form. That is how exponential graph looks like. Is everyone understanding? Following? And if you have the minus one as well, this one is for the positive one. Let's call this one is for a positive one, okay? Y is equals to a power x. And if you have a negative a power minus x, if you have, that's also an exponential graph. And you can call it that it will be, we can call it will be going like this as well, okay? It will be going like this as well. Okay, in this way it will go, but it will have the same protocol following. Okay, cutting the y-axis, and then going, but not touching the x-axis. Okay, so it will go in that direction. Is everyone following, understanding? People following that? Okay. So that's how exponential graphs are a power x. So what was the objective of doing all these five graphs? If anyone wants to have a quick look at it, please have a look. Reciprocal graphs and exponential graphs. So the objective is that the whole graph scenario or the whole graph's content will be related to these five things: linear, quadratic, cubic, reciprocal, and exponential. Nothing else can come in this apart from these five things. Is everyone understood? Got it? Clear? The next important thing why I was trying to tell you this, so that can you judge it without having a look at the, okay, these will be the type of functions if we do from the syllabus approach only. Can anyone tell, you can easily judge and decide each of these six of them, whether it's linear, exponential, reciprocal, quadratic, cubic, or which one is which one. Is everyone getting it? So the first one is if ax plus by is equals to c, it will be a linear one. Am I right? Everyone can judge that, right? The second one will be, sir, ax square plus bx, so it will be a quadratic one. Is everyone clear? Following? Ax cube plus b will be a cubic graph. Is everyone understanding? Again, ax cube plus bx square will be a cubic graph. A divided by x, sir, this one is an example of the reciprocal graph. And the last one is an example, sir, a r power x is an example of exponential graph. Is everyone understood? Got it? Clear, students? People following, understanding? Okay, there are no numbers here. only alphabets, only variables, still you can judge it, right? Is everyone getting it? Okay? Can you judge it? Which one is a linear, quadratic, cubic, reciprocal, exponential? As I said, we haven't we haven't done sketching of it. We haven't done interpretation of it, right? What we are just trying to do is basically recognize. So why not have a look at one of the exam style questions? If we have an exam style questions, let me show you how does it go for an exam style question. Is everyone there with me following? Okay. So from the recent paper, I'll show you one example if I can find it out very quickly, students. Here we go. Let's bring it up. So lot of important things. Here we go. So I'll just quickly remove it. As you can see, the reason this is the summary of the first whatever time we spent out, almost first half of the session. The objective is it came in the 2023 exam recent paper. The diagram shows the graph of a function. Just for 1 mark, you have to identify, put a ring around the word which correctly identifies the type of function. So as you can see, sir, it is basically one solution, two solution, and three solution. Although it's very simple and easy, but this is one of the objective learning. It's 100%. So I put a ring around, so I put a ring. It's a cubic graph. Is everyone getting it? There are less questions of this type of things, but they can still ask. It can come anytime, and you should be ready for it. If it is going in the power form, it is an exponential. If it is like in the closely to x and y axis, you will judge it's a reciprocal one. Okay. If it's cutting at only 2 points, it's a quadratic. If it's cutting at 3 points, it's a cubic. If it's cutting at 1 point only, it's basically only a linear graph. Okay. So as you can see, we have to do these type of sketchings as well. Okay. On the graph, sketch this one. So as you can see, y is equals to 1 divided by 2x will be, sir, you once you read it, you should be knowing कि I have to sketch here. Sketching बाद में करेंगे. But once you read it, you already know, okay, sir, we have to sketch the graph of which one? Anyone? Reciprocal graphs. Am I right? Right. Because dynamics are. Is people getting that clear? Understood, students? Is everyone following? You should have an idea how does the graph will look like. Is everyone following, understanding that? Okay. So coming back, then the next learning we start off, okay, what students need to understand, can you judge how basic questions will work? Okay, so concept number one starts from here. The table shows some values for y is equals to, let's not read a, b, nothing. Let's not read anything. Just let me know, students, which graph is this? Y is equals to 2 power x minus 3. Which graph is this? Is everyone getting it? Which graph is this? Y is equals to 2 power x minus 3 will be called the, anyone? Y is to 2 x minus 3 will be called graph, students. No, it's not a linear one. When we have something in the power, it will always be exponential graph. 2 power x will make it exponential graph. That is what the objective is. It's completely okay. Those who said linear, it's completely okay. We are just at the learning stage. Make sure you have to be careful what we are discussing. What about this one? X square minus 3 divided by 2x. We have x square minus 3 divided by 2x. So this one is basically a combination of, because we have squares here, so it's a quadratic. It's because we have squares here, it's a quadratic, but also because we have, sir, x in the denominator, it's a combination of quadratic plus the reciprocal. Is everyone getting it? It's a combination of quadratic and the reciprocal graph. Is everyone following? The both of them will be combined together in this one. ठीक है जी. What about this one? Again, y is equals to 2 times of 0.5 power x minus 1. Anything in the power is exponential graph. Anything in the power is an exponential graph. So I have around 12 questions that we have to do, and that is the first objective, that students will be doing all these 12 questions to understand how things work. Okay, is everyone getting it? What about this one? Y is equals to, very simple, y is equals to 2x cube minus 4x squared plus 3. What about this question, students? Let me know about this one. It's a cubic graph, 2x cube minus 4x squared plus 3. Okay. So अब हम start करते हैं. Let's follow. Everyone, let's start with this one, question number one. So make sure it's basically concept number one of the graphs, or concept number one was identifying the graphs. Okay, identification identifying the graphs. Okay, bilkul. So it will be, how does the linear graph would look like? This is the linear graph would look like this. Acha, graph pe it will come. Graph pe it doesn't come directly. Because the linear graph is also part of coordinate geometry. If you were there in coordinate geometry, you will realize कि linear graphs coordinate geometry में बनाने को आएगा. यहाँ पर the linear graphs will come in a different way. As you follow the lectures further, as I mentioned, के it will you will understand के why linear graphs are part of graphs as well and part of coordinate geometry. लीनियर ग्राफ्स की स्केच होती है वो कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री में होगी, जैसे हम y इक्वल्स टू mx प्लस c और परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर कर चुके, और हम इसमें ग्रेडियंट ऑफ नॉर्मल कर चुके, मिड पॉइंट निकाल चुके हैं इसी मेजरमेंट का, तो वो उसमें पार्ट होता है. बट कॉन्सेप्ट नंबर वन इज आइडेंटिफाई द ग्राफ्स, विच ग्राफ इज विच वन. सही है. देन वी हैव सेट कॉन्सेप्ट नंबर टू विच वी आर डिस्कसिंग नाउ. कॉन्सेप्ट नंबर टू विल बी completing the table. Complete the table. Nobody, even the weakest of the weakest students, always get this correct. Complete the table. It's a free mark. Every question that will come in the exam, they will give you some free marks. That's why graphs have to be done with complete patience. Graphs, you should have a complete, you should be smart enough and you should be complete confident and be active when you are sketching graphs, because one mistake can lost a lot. You can lose a lot of marks for this, and a lot of concepts are there, and each graph question is worth 9 to 10 marks minimum, or 15 marks as well. So uh, we have to be very careful when you are doing this. So the concept number two is always completing the table. 3 marks. Completing the table, one value of this, one value of this, and one value of this, you get all 3 marks. And this is for every question. Question number one, question number, every question, complete the table. Okay, you will see this. That's why I want everyone to do all of the questions. Question number 7 as well. Complete the table. Complete the table. So everything, everyone needs to make sure that they should get this correct by completing the table. Again, completing the table. Okay, this is all the same. Okay. So let's complete the table very quickly. It is basically y is equals to 2x cube minus 4x square plus 3. Try to do it without calculator wherever possible, because we don't, this can also, although this is old questions, so they were coming in the calculator paper, but because of the recent past paper changes, this can come also without calculator as well. So better wherever possible, until possible, you try to avoid using a calculator. So what we have when x is 0, what is the y value, sir? So when x is 0, 2 zeros are 0, minus 4 zeros are 0, so y value will be 3. So just have to complete the table. And once you put y value as 3, 1 mark. If anyone is getting confused, since this is the first question, sir, so it will be y is equals to 2 times of 0 to the power of cube minus 4 times of 0 squared plus 3. So that will be y is equals to positive 3. Is everyone understanding? Then if you have to put 0.5 and 1, see what will be the answer. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. And for 0.5, better to do it with the, you can also, although you can do it, but it will take time consuming. And because we have to save time here, so let's do it without, for the time being, for the calculator, which is coming 2.25. Please double check the values and let me know. Your y values should be coming 3, 2.25 and 1. Am I right or am I right? Everyone got it understood, clear? When x is 1, y value should also be coming 1. Is everyone getting it, students, clear? That's 3 marks, and 3 marks we have achieved. That's concept number two. How do you complete the table? Is everyone understanding, getting it? People got it? Is everyone clear, understood? Hello. Okay. So that is what you have to do basically, which is completing the table for every question. It will be the same. And concept number 3 will come in, which is basically how do you sketch it? Okay. So concept number 3 is basically sketch plotting, plotting the values of the graph. So you have to plot the graph, plotting the graph and sketch. Okay. ये भी it's not difficult. इसके बाद जो concepts होंगे वो difficult होंगे. So how do you sketch it? Everyone should focus carefully. The graph paper will be available. You have to do it with pencil. It's worth 4 marks. I will tell you how to get all 4 marks as well. Make sure a lot of students struggle in putting the points as well. You have to be careful and plot the points very carefully. Let's start. So when x is minus 1, y is minus 3, you have to take a pencil and plot it very carefully. So you can see the examiner is telling us on the grid Sir, on the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to 2x cube minus 4x squared plus 3, which is y is equals to 2x cube minus 4x squared plus 3. On the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to 2x cube minus 4x squared plus 3, which is for minus 1 is less than equals to x is less than equals to 2. We have x values from minus 1 till positive 2. How do you do it? Minus 1 to 3 will be when x is minus 1, y will be negative 3. Okay, when x is minus 1, y will be negative 3. X is minus 1, y will be negative 3. Everyone should know if you are struggling with this. This is the x-axis, sir, and this is the y-axis. Is everyone getting it? X-axis and the y-axis. So minus 1 and minus 3. Then, sir, negative 0.5. Negative 0.5 will be here. Positive 1.75. So please be careful. How do you judge these values? 1.75. As you can say, sir, negative 0.5 तो ये रहा. अब 1.75 क्या होगा? ये 1 है, ये 2 है. It means 1.5 is somewhat in between. So 1.75 will be somewhat here. Make sure be accurate. मैंने 1.5 और 2 के बिल्कुल middle में कर दिया. So it will be accurate as well. And it will be effective कि 1 point, when x is negative 0.5, y value will be positive 1.75. Am I right? Everyone understanding, getting it? People following? Hello, understood, students? Is everyone getting it? Any questions? Anyone? ठीक है, but that's how you have to go it. When x is 0, y will be 3 star. When x is 0.5, y will be 2.25. Okay. Now I'll do, let me know. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 1.5, when x is 1, y is 1. When x is 1.5, y is 0.75. When x is 2, y is again 3. Okay. When x is 2, y it will be 3. That's how the points are there. Is everyone clear? Everyone falling on the same page? People with me, they are getting it. Is everyone clear how we are sketching the graphs? Okay. Once first thing you have to make the points. After points, make sure nobody will use the rulers. Okay. Sorry. आपने कोई ruler use नहीं करना है. You have to be that's why you have to practice all of the 12 questions again. The 12 questions you have to practice again. The reasoning is, okay, you have to make sure the curve gets smooth, and this will only come with practice. We can't use the ruler here. Is everyone getting it? आप इसके लिए ruler use नहीं कर सकते. You do it. Take the pencil, sharp pencil. Make sure in one go you sketch it. Okay, so it will take time. Let's focus couple of minutes on that. It will take time, but you have to be accurate and try to make sure that it's correct. So let me try to do it. Okay, so it will be. So if it is like, let's do a different color. Okay. So be accurate and try to cover as many points as possible in one go. So I'm trying to cover as many points as possible in one go, students. So if I zoom out, it should be pleasing for the examiner to look at your graphs. Not much rubber, आप ज़्यादा rubber भी use ना करें. As much possible, as much accuracy we needed. Accuracy means the how much smooth you can draw in one attempt. How much smooth you can draw in one attempt. Try to cover as many points as possible in one go. If you are stopping somewhere, make sure try to take over from there again. There should not be much zigzag lines. ऐसा ना हो कि ये ऐसे हो रहा और फिर ये ऐसे करके देखें. If you see there's a point coming, so make sure it should be smooth curve. Okay. So how do you get the mark, students? You have to do it. I repeat the instructions. Every student in the class have to do it with pencil. If no ruler to be used, you have to you make sure with a smooth curve. You have to take a pencil, do the smooth curve. You have to practice as much as possible. As you can see, there is no thinking skills applied here. जैसे कि वो algebra what problems में होंगे, परसेंटेजेस के चैप्टर में, मेंसुरेशन में आपको सोचना है कि फॉर्मूला क्या है. इसमें कुछ सोचना नहीं है, इसमें जस्ट एक्यूरेसी मैटर करती है. और वो नेक्स्ट क्लास में आपको एक्यूरेसी का भी आइडिया होगा कि जब हम आंसर्स चेक करेंगे तो यू विल रियलाइज कि सर जितना एक्यूरेट ड्रॉ करेंगे एक्यूरेसी कैसे आएगी. एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस यू प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है जी. तो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज बेसिकली आई विल शेयर द इंस्ट्रक्शंस ऑन द ग्रुप एज वेल. आई विल शेयर द unsolved PDF of this. Everyone needs to take a printout of it. Without printout, you can't do this chapter at all. You have tomorrow, Thursday, next is Saturday, right? The session. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No excuses. You have to take this printout. pages worth 25 pages. Take a printout, unsolved version, solution version I'll share. You can check your answers from there. Take support from there, but you have to get a printout. Try to do it with pencil, erase wherever possible, then do it again. All of the 12 questions have sketching, and you have to do it on your own as well. Regardless, I have solved this question with you in the class today as well. Okay, is everyone getting it? You have to do it again as well. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'll send the unsolved one, which will have nothing, and I'll solve the notes one as well, which will have everything. The unsolved one you printed, the solved one you won't print, because solved one you can just view from the laptop and check your answers from them. Okay. But if I send the solved one and if you print out that, so then you can't sketch now again, because I've already given you the answer. So make sure you have to get a printout before Saturday, because Saturday is more difficult session. So I want everyone to have a printout so that so that it helps you. We can solve together. I'll give you time as well. This last chapter we have to do together. Like together means ke I give you time, you do it, I do it as well, and then you do it again. So that's how step by step we go for the next parts. Okay. So this is what we have done. How do we get 4 marks for it? 1 mark is for if you have done the plotting correct. If you have put all the coordinates correct, 1 mark. If you have got all the coordinates correct. Okay. If you have got all the coordinates correct, that is 1 mark. If you have got the sketching correct, that's another mark. Okay, if you have got the sketching correct, that's another mark. Whatever. And how does the sketching go? So couple of marks for the plotting the points, maybe 2 marks for plotting, and 2 marks for the curve, 1 mark for the curve as well. If the curve is looking like a cubic as well, I still believe Throsa from this portion, I can have done it better, but since because I'm using a pen here, so that's the only option. That's the limitation I have, human limitation. So I hope everyone understands this part can be more accurate, but I'm not erasing it because it will make it it will not be looking good again, and we'll be focusing on that. So 4 marks are basically plotting the points correctly. Couple of marks for that. The curve sketching, is it smooth or not? Does it look like a cubic graph? Yes, sir. And what are the other things possible? Is everyone getting it understood? So one question should be coming that which nobody is asking, that sir, this was a cubic graph. Why are we not having 3 solutions? We are just having one solution on this axis, which is this one. It is just cutting one time only. Why are is everyone getting it? That question should be coming. The reason of this is because it's still a there is in that it's there is no doubt in that it's not a cubic graph. Please understand, graph judge nahi karta कि cubic hai ya nahi. This thing judges, okay? The highest power is cube. It means it's a cubic graph. Doesn't matter at all. It's a cubic graph. कुछ भी हो जाए, x power is cube. But why, sir? Why it replication of the one I made it like this one and this one. So that's another form of the graph. Are you getting it? There can be different types of graphs. I hope everyone understands. Okay, this is for the cubic. We can have this type of as well, 3 solutions. The one I showed in the first example. The cubic can be like this as well. And another example, as you can see, students, the cubic can be this one as well that we are currently witnessing in our question. In our past paper question, the cubic graph can be this as well. What must have happened, what's the logic or reasoning behind it, is basically कि सर खाली एक ही रियल सोल्यूशन होगा और बाकी रियल सोल्यूशन नहीं है। जब वो कट नहीं करता तो देर इज दैट इज नो रियल सोल्यूशन, मतलब कि वो नेगेटिव आ रहा हो। यू मस्ट हैव वी हैव डन इट ना कि एक्स जो जो हम क्वाड्रेटिक सॉल्व करते हैं तो वो आता है ना एक्स स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू -5 आ जाए, तो हम क्या लिखते हैं कि ये मैथ एरर है। इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? अगर एक्स स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू 5 को -5 को सॉल्व करना हो तो आप कहेंगे कि आपके कैलकुलेटर देगा मैथ एरर, और हम लिखते हैं कि नॉट पॉसिबल इन द पेपर, हम लिखेंगे नॉट पॉसिबल। या नॉट पॉसिबल का मतलब क्या है कि कोई रियल रूट्स नहीं है। यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड स्टूडेंट, कोई रियल रूट्स नहीं है। रियल रूट्स का मतलब है कि वो कट नहीं कर रहा, खाली एक ही रियल रूट है, एक ही रियल सोल्यूशन है जो यहाँ कट कर रहा है। बाकी सब जो है कोई भी रियल रूट नहीं है, वो इसीलिए कट नहीं कर रहा, वो ऊपर से ही टर्न होकर चला गया। एवरीवन कैन सी वो ऊपर से यहाँ से टर्न होके, हालांकि इसको नीचे आना चाहिए था, यहाँ से इसको नीचे आना चाहिए था फिर ऊपर जाना चाहिए था, बट उसने ऐसा नहीं करा, उसने यहीं से टर्निंग कर ली। इट मीन्स के ये नो रियल रूट्स है, ये कट नहीं करेगा। इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? ये आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है इतना, बट जस्ट मैं लॉजिक दे रहा हूँ कि नो बडी शुड हैव अ क्वेश्चन के सर ये क्यूबिक था और फिर इसके 3 सॉल्यूशंस क्यों नहीं आए। इट स्टिल इज अ क्यूबिक, इट्स नॉट कि क्वेश्चन गलत है या समथिंग, इट्स स्टिल अ क्यूबिक इक्वेशन। इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? पीपल गॉट इट अंडरस्टूड? इज एवरीवन क्लियर? हेलो? So we have discussed, what we have done is basically one example of a cubic graph. I repeat, what we have done is one example of a cubic graph. Please remember, please note it down someone. Okay, question number one, the remaining concept number 4 and 5 we will discuss in Saturday. अभी आज का target क्या है? What we do, plotting the graph, completing the table and identifying the graph, ये करते हैं. So that everyone comes, make sure on Saturday you have done all of this, completing the table and graph sketching in your, तो हम next part सारे कर सकेंगे. तो moving on, let's talk about question number 5. Very good. Question number 5 करते हैं. First thing is, अब आप ये सबसे बेस्ट, question number 5 should have been, I should question 5 first as compared to 1, but no problem. We are doing it the next one. पहले doesn't matter whatever it says, कुछ भी matter नहीं करता ये सब. The first thing is, what's the graph all about? Which one is it? Out of the 5, which one is it? Part C, part D, doesn't matter. Which one, what is it all about? The graph, question number 5. And everyone can help me out, let me know. Question, which graph is it? 3 plus 4x minus x square. Which graph is it, students? Question number 5. Anyone? Come on, it's not difficult, it's very simple. It's a quadratic graph, sir, because the highest power is x square. Is everyone getting it? It's a quadratic graph and the highest power x square. Just focus for the next 5 to 7 minutes and you'll understand that why quadratic graph can only be like, the quadratic graph can only be like this one or this one. Is everyone understanding? So what students need to understand, is everyone with me following? Okay, sir, it's a quadratic graph. Can I get response? Is everyone following, understanding with me? I need to move on, students. Let me know everyone is on the same page, getting it. I'm not taking names, so that's why I want everyone for today. I'm not taking the names, so I want everyone to respond quickly. Everyone should be on the same page. Make sure to ask any questions from question number 1. Sorry, I didn't stop. Apologies. I was just going with the flow. So let me know. I'll stop here. One part A, part 1, and part 2. Any problems? All that's not difficult. This is free marks. Okay. You are not my student if you can't get this completing the table marks. Okay. You have to be. This is free marks in the exam. 3 out of 100 are the free marks. Nobody should get that wrong. And there's also free marks provided that you practice a lot. Maximum questions possible you practice. This is also easy. Just have to plot and sketch. Just a normal routine thing. Okay. And every question will give you this 5 BSA. Couple of questions will not be like this. Out of the 12 questions, last question BSA. Out of the 12 questions, I'm pretty sure in this PDF, 7 or 8 of them will be starting with this completing the table and sketching, completing the table and sketching. So what I'm trying to explain here, okay, sir, how do you judge it's a quadratic? Sir, it's quadratic because of the x square. Sir, how can you judge the shape as well before solving the question? This is important, although it's not compulsory to do that. Can you judge the shape before solving the whole part A and B? I can judge the shape before solving part A and B. The reason I'm saying it's not compulsory, if anyone have less time available, they just start solving, completing the table, and they will itself get the shape. But those who are looking to make sure that their answer is correct, they can easily judge the graph. Like those who are studying and like those who are practicing a lot, for them it's important. You have to see the x square value. So, sir, the x square value is minus x square, which means that the a is equals to -1 and -1 is less than 0. When anything is less than, if the a is less than 0, if the a is less than 0, if the a is less than 0, it will be a maximum graph. Doesn't matter कुछ भी हो जाए, अभी मैं आपको maximum graph बना के दिखाऊंगा. Focus for the next 5 minutes, okay? It doesn't matter whatever happens, it will always, the shape will be 100% like this, because you have already judged at the start of the question, okay, the x square coefficient is -1, which is less than 0. You don't have to tell the examiner. There is no benefit, no extra marks, any point for this. This is just for your own understanding. This will help you at A level maths if you are taking that. उससे related concepts होंगे. This will also help us now in the completing the square when we connect it to the algebra. If you remember, I told you we'll connect completing the square in algebra. That's remaining portion. So that is what we need to understand. Okay. So let's get started. Let's quickly complete the table. So Gigi, I will definitely send. It's the first session. I will definitely send. Don't have to worry about it. Okay. So let's quickly do it. Lot of values for 3 marks. So just when x is 0, just help me out everyone quickly. When x is 0, y will be 3. Just do it in the calculator. When x is negative 0.5, I will be getting, make sure you square this, that will be 0.75. When x is 2, 3 plus 4, please double check my answers if I, because I'm focusing much on the other part, so this might make a, I might make a mistake. So make sure just double check. 2 square is 4, 4 twos are 8, 8 minus 4 is 4, 3 plus 4 is 7, 3 plus 4 times of 4 minus the 4 square. We got that as 3, and we have 3 plus 4 times of 4.5 minus the 4.5 square. I got that as 0.75 as well. Is everyone clear? Understood? Getting it? Please, one important point. It clicked my mind. So a lot of students struggle with the negative one. Please, it's a very silly common mistake from all over the world. Students do this. 3 plus 4. You have to put the negative in the bracket. अभी just मैंने like when I'm teaching, what happens is basically that they don't put the negative sign in the bracket and the answer will come wrong. Okay, is everyone getting it? You have to put the negative sign with the bracket, then only you will be getting this. I'm pretty sure someone might be making the same mistake here at the spot, on the spot today as well. Be careful. You have to put it inside the bracket for the, particularly for the negative and for the positive values as well. X square minus 0.5 to the power of square. X 4 times of x, 4 times of negative 0.5. Please double check my answers. हाँ, तो वो खुद ब खुद हो जाएगा ना. आप जिस कैलकुलेटर पुट कर दे वो खुद ब खुद आपको जिस तरह आई मेंशन आप उस तरह पुट कर दे तो यू विल गेट द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ 0.75. आर यू गेटिंग इट? ये जो नेगेटिव, ये इक्वेशन का नेगेटिव है, और जो मैंने नेगेटिव डाला है वो एक्स की वैल्यू का नेगेटिव है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? क्लियर? अंडरस्टूड? फॉलोइंग दैट? एनी क्वेश्चंस, एनी इश्यूज? क्लियर ऑन दैट? हेलो, गॉट इट? Is everyone getting it? Clear on this? Understood? ठीक है. So let's continue. So we have got the values and we have to complete the table on the grid. Draw the graph of y is equals to, let's start one by one, step by step. 3 marks achieved, sir. Up 3 marks, definitely. Why the reason के 3 marks achieve हो जाएंगे? As you can see, the values are matching. So for this 3, which thing? नहीं नहीं, पहले आप ब्रैकेट को सॉल्व करते हैं एंड देन यू डू द माइनस थिंग फॉर दैट. पहले जब ब्रैकेट में नेगेटिव 0.5 स्क्वायर होगा, पहले उसको सॉल्व करेंगे, वो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, और फिर माइनस से उसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो वो नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. ठीक है? क्लियर ऑन दैट? सही है. तो हाँ, तो आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू कि दिस 3 इज मैचिंग विद दिस 3, तो 1 मार्क फॉर दैट. एंड 0.75 इज मैचिंग विद दिस 0.75, तो 1 मार्क फॉर दैट. एंड 7 का भी 1 मार्क होगा. दैट्स हाउ द 3 मार्क स्प्लिट विल बी देयर. Let's start. So -1 again. I'll repeat the instructions again because this is very important. अच्छा, bracket part देखिए, bracket. Are you getting the answer? When you substitute negative 0.5 in the calculator, what are you getting? Let me know about that. When you are substituting negative 0.5 in the calculator, what are you getting? If you are getting 0.75, that's okay. If you are not getting that, then you are making a mistake. So फिर I'll explain you further. What I'm trying to convey the message is basically, okay, whatever you're putting, make sure you put in the bracket. All the values put it in the bracket, particularly the negative one. 3 plus 4 times of x will mean कि x की जगह आप negative 0.5 put करें, but bracket के अंदर करें. और फिर minus x square will mean कि you have to put that as well in the bracket. बस bracket के अंदर करके आप put करें calculator में, it will help you out. ठीक है जी? Is everyone getting it? Bracket के अंदर put करेंगे तो you will get this. Okay, hope everyone is getting it. Is everyone clear? Understood? Got that? सही है. So let's put the points again, repeating the instructions because a lot of students tend to forget and they do it. If you are not there in the first one, the first graph that I sketched, if your internet due to any reason you are not able to follow, just follow again. You have to use a pencil. No pens allowed for this B part. अच्छा, ये पेन से करेंगे. हाँ, ये सब पेन से दिखाएंगे वरना चेक नहीं होगा. ठीक है? ये सब पेन से करेंगे. ब्लैक और ब्लू पेन. इन द एग्जाम only one pen, only one, like either use the black or the blue pen. So you do that and it will be when x is -1, y is -2. Make sure take time, plot it carefully because why the plotting is, देखिए यहाँ पर marks मिल सकते हैं. Plotting is important because the other parts are linked to it, which makes the Saturday session more important. So The C and D parts are all linked to this graph, so be very careful agar of this, okay? Exactly. Agar if since as I mentioned, this is coming in the calculator based question. If it comes in without calculator, the values will be easy and easy to get without calculator as well. Okay. So don't have to worry. As I said, there is 20-25 papers. So जब हम yearly में करेंगे तो you'll get a better view. Currently we are understanding the topic now. We are understanding the topic. So the calculator, not calculator matters for only some topics, not for the graphs. Graphs is all about understanding how we do all parts. When we do the yearly of 2025, we will have without calculator and we have with calculator. और बल्कि ये अभी नहीं 2025 तो अभी हाँ तो 2025 का मई जून होगा अभी अक्टूबर नवंबर में जो होगा वो भी अवेलेबल हो जाएगा और फेब्रवरी मार्च 26 भी अवेलेबल हो जाएगा जब तक अप्रैल तक पहुंचेंगे फेब्रवरी मार्च विल बी द मोस्ट जो इंडिया में हो तो द पेपर्स विल बी अवेलेबल तो व्हाट विल हैपन कि हम उस पे सारे और हम सारे उसके जितने वेरिएंट्स होंगे हम सारे एयरली में सॉल्व कर लेंगे एटलीस्ट 10 पेपर्स तो आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा कि सर ये तो विदाउट कैलकुलेटर ही करना है और अगर विद कैलकुलेटर आ गया तो उसको हम वहाँ पर हम उसमें बहुत और फोकस कर लेंगे वो जो रिमेनिंग पोर्शन है रिमेनिंग मंथ्स है उसमें हमने यही करना है कि विदाउट कैलकुलेटर और विद कैलकुलेटर पे कैसे बेटर करना है तो विल डू दैट एज वेल करेंटली वी आर लर्निंग कि हमने सॉल्विंग कैसे करनी है when x is -1 y is -2 when x is negative 0.5 y is positive 0.75 when x तो ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए कि यहाँ पर y 1 है और we have x is negative 0.5 तो y is positive 0.75 so that will be somewhat here between में नहीं होगा between में तो 0.5 होगा तो somewhat very close to you have to understand how this goes. This is 1 here. So this is sir 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 1. So something 0.7 will be a little bit below here. You can call it at 0.75 or 8. This is how you have to be accurate. कि you should know how to judge the values. ये 1 है, ये 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8 और 2. ये आपको आना चाहिए. This also we didn't focus much in the first question. अब ये 2 है और ये 3 है तो यू शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि सर ये हाफ होगा 2.5 एंड हाउ डज द स्प्लिट वर्क्स 2.1 2.2 2.3 2.4 2.5 2.6 2.7 2.8 2.93 लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस आई एम टेलिंग यू के किसी न किसी को कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम है ग्राफ्स के अंदर तो समवन इज नॉट एबल टू जज के ब्रैकेट जो डिफरेंस होता है हाउ टू जज दैट डिफरेंस तो यहाँ पर डिफरेंस है यहाँ पर 0.1 का है और यहाँ पर 0.2 करके है एवरीवन गेटिंग इट तो यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल के कहाँ पर कितना डिफरेंस है एवरीवन गेटिंग इट बट प्लीज मेक श्योर ये आपने टाइडी वर्क करना है ये आप ऐसे शो नहीं कर देगा दिस इज ओनली वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस बिकॉज ऑफ द लर्निंग स्टेज वी आर इन इसलिए आपको करके दिखा रहा हूँ ग्राफ बिल्कुल स्मूथ होना चाहिए बस ग्राफ ऐसा दिखना चाहिए बस सिंपल इन वन कलर आप वन पेंसिल बनाएंगे आप और ग्राफ्स आप लाइक द फर्स्ट वन वी हैव कोई उसमें एक्स्ट्रा वो नहीं सिर्फ आपने पॉइंट शो करने डबल ट्रिपल शो करने जस्ट दिस वे यू हैव टू शो द ग्राफ नथिंग तो क्लीन टाइडी वर्क यू हैव टू शो कि ये कुछ मार्क ना करे कुछ ऐसे मार्क ना करे क्योंकि अभी वो बाद में खुद ही मार्क हो जाएगा पार्ट 3 और पार्ट 4 के बाद वो खुद ही इतनी सारी चीजें आ जाएंगी ग्राफ्स के अंदर की विल से कि सर वो कंफ्यूजन हो रही है बहुत ठीक है जी सो अगेन कंप्लीटिंग द क्वेश्चन व्हेन x इज 0 तो y इज 3 तो ये हो जाएगा सर 3 विल बी कमिंग इन हियर ठीक है जी व्हेन x इज 0 y विल बी 3 व्हेन x इज 1 y विल बी 6 ठीक है व्हेन x इज 2 y विल बी 7 और when x is 2 y will be 7 और उसके बाद जो है when x is 3 y will be 6 when x is 4 y will be 3 again and when x is 5 y will be -2 ठीक है जी तो अगर आप चेक करें वही शेप हो रहा है और कंप्लीट सिमेट्रिक भी बन रहा है सिमेट्री हो जाएगा लेट्स डू द ब्लू कलर दिस टाइम तो ये हो जाएगा सर देखिए मैंने विदाउट इवन स्टॉपिंग मैंने एक पार्ट इस तरह कर लिया एंड नाउ आई डू द सेकंड पार्ट व्हिच विल बी के इट विल बी सर थोड़ा सा रॉन्ग हो जाएगा 1 minute break since the azan is going on until I'll sketch this, okay? Okay, ji. Let's continue. So what we need to understand is basically, okay, we have sketched the graph. As I said, okay, it will be a quadratic, only looks like this. You can see that. Hope everyone understands. So that will be, okay, we have sketched the graph and we have got the correct sketching. So one mark for the shape. Shape is correct. Looks like the quadratic graph. Points are correct. And how much is the accuracy? All marks available. All 4 marks will be given. Plotting the points, sketching the graph, use of the pencil, and the tidy work is there. Complete 4 marks is available. Is everyone on the same page? Got it? Clear? Is everyone clear? Any questions, guys? Hello, people understood? Got it? So, Saturday, we do question number one, remaining portions. Okay. Until before that, you have to sketch your graph on your paper. Okay. The unsolved one. Question number five, we do part C and D. Do remember me? We have to complete the questions to हमने overall pending छोड़ दिया. Like we have opened the box, we close the box on Saturday. Okay. So we have opened the box or the questions because the first objective is, sir, how, अच्छा, point कैसे, how did 0.75 come? This is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6 or 8. So that's why I put the point here, कि 0 point something 7 will be, 75 will be somewhat here. Understood? Got it? Is it clear? The 4.5 is also 0.7. अच्छा, I missed a point. 5 पे 2 है और 0 point, sorry, I think I missed 1 point. 4 पे 3 है. When x is 4, y is 3. हाँ, I missed 1 point is negatives. So this point I missed out, students, कि ये 0.75 पे एक और point आएगा, which is 4.5, which, so make sure कि देखें यही point, यही these are the reasonings, कि आपने सारे देखें, ये जितने points होंगे ना आपने सब show करने, you can't skip anything. तो make sure आप count भी कर ले. So one silly mistake I've done, you can say that, कि how many points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should count it as well. कि have you plot the all the 9 points? That is also important. So our graph will be a little bit changed now क्योंकि ये थोड़ा सा match नहीं हुआ. तो be careful about this thing as well. The graph should match as well. Is everyone understanding? Thank you for pointing out. Okay, you have to be careful here, students. Okay, we have to make sure कि 9 points हो, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. अब 9 points है पूरे. That's how the graph will be going. Is everyone clear on the same page now? तो और ये और accurate हो गया. अगर आप मैं ये point skip करता तो मेरी accuracy का डेफिनेटली बहुत कम तो नहीं थी, बट इट शुड बी 90-92% समवेयर. बट अभी ये और बेहतर हो गया, 95% एक्यूरेसी इस तरह हो गई, 90% एक्यूरेसी. इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? सो मेक श्योर, ये भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट नोट है कि आप ये, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप काउंट कर लें. 1.2 3 4 5 6 7, 7 पॉइंट्स करें. 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, इधर 8 हो गए. 4 5 6 7. अच्छा, ये तो मैंने खुद बनाया था. द ब्लैक वन आई मेड माई सेल्फ ना. द ब्लैक वन आई मेड माई सेल्फ. बाकी रेड और ब्लू वन आर द मेन वन. ओके, तो सारे पॉइंट्स हमने ड्रॉ किए हुए कि जस्ट फॉर एक्सप्लेनिंग आई डिड दैट, तो वो अभी जरूरत नहीं है. इज एवरीवन क्लियर? गॉट अंडरस्टूड? स्टूडेंट्स क्लियर हो गए? पीपल अंडरस्टूड? गॉट इट? ठीक है. सो दैट इज, सो वी हैव डिस्कस वन क्यूबिक ग्राफ, वन क्वाड्रेटिक ग्राफ. इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? वन क्यूबिक ग्राफ डिस्कस कर लिया, वन क्वाड्रेटिक ग्राफ डिस्कस कर लिया. तो व्हाई नॉट डिस्कस क्वेश्चन वन मोर, क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. Why not discuss a power question, which is basically an exponential graph, and you can see how does the exponential graph looks like. Again, the first objective, the first lecture is, the first objective will be, okay sir, I already know, okay, it will be making an exponential graph. An exponential graph, we have talked about how do they look like. Okay, so what we need to do is, let's complete the table quickly. 2 times of 0.5 to the power of 0 minus 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, so 2 ones are 2, and 2 minus 1 will be 1. And then 0.5 to the power of 2, and then minus 1, that is coming negative 0.5. Only two values needed to find, so 2 marks must be there. And please understand, examiner is getting day by day smart as well, so they might only give you 1 mark for these completing the table as well, as soon as the exam is progressing, because they also know that these are free marks and everyone must be getting them. Even the weakest of the weakest students get this in the exam. So when we have x is equals to minus 1, y is equals to 3. So that is basically when x is minus 1, y is equals to 3. Is everyone got it clear, understood? When x is minus 1, y is 3. When x is negative 0.5, 1, y is 1.83. So again, we go into that. Next is 0.5. X is negative 0.5. This is 1.5, sir. So this should be 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. So it should be 1.83, should be somewhere here. Is everyone getting it? Falling? When x is negative 0.5, So we got 1 point when x is 0, y is 1, sir. When x is 0.5, y will be 0.41. When x is 1, y will be 0. When x is 1.5, y is going negative 0.29, which is around closes up to 3. When x is 2, y is going to negative 0.5. Is everyone getting it falling? So as I said, K, this is an exponential graph, looks like this. Okay, exponential graphs will be looking like this. So here we go. Just make it with a again ruler, sorry, the pencil. It should be, sir, the graph should be going like this in a straight line. Let's do the black one this time. The graph should be going like this, okay? Sorry. Is everyone clear? Got it? Understood? People got it? Any questions, students? Anyone? Any problems? So that's how the graph will be looking like. We have got 3, 6, 7 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. All 7 points are there on the graph, and we have got that. Is everyone clear? Understood? Got it? Students clear? People following? Okay. So this is how once you start practicing, you will get very quickly solving this. This is the third one. We have got an idea about the exponential graph as well. How does the exponential graph looks like? As you can see, the shape and the pattern is the same. They get different to definitely hoga, but the shape and the pattern is same. The shape and pattern means that you can, if those who are non-math students, but you, since you're a math student, you can judge from far behind as well. If I show you different types of sketches, you can tell this one is a quadratic, this one is a cubic. That's what the judgment is all about here. Is everyone getting it? So this is 1, 4, 1, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's write it down as well. Concept number one is nothing, just identifying of the graphs. Okay, I'll share the recording so you can do it again. Okay, just 15-20 minutes you have to spend and you'll understand what is concept number one. It's not difficult. Okay, is everyone getting it? Falling clear? Understood? This will be let's do another one quickly since we have time available. So let's talk about question number 7. Okay, let's do question number 7 since it's a reciprocal comes in as well. So let's talk about reciprocal as well. I would want everyone to think about it. It's a quadratic plus reciprocal. And so that until then I can write something. Question number 1, 5, 6, and 7. 4 questions. Okay. So question number 1, 5, 6, and 7. So yeah. So let's talk about the quadratic plus the reciprocal one. What we have is to come quadratic plus reciprocal. It will be completing the table for 3 marks. So let's do it. When x is 3, what will be the values? That is again the same thing. Okay, 3 square, and 3 square you got minus 3 divided by 2 times of 3. That will be 8.5. Okay. And then when it's minus 2 again, make sure to put the brackets. Okay. Make sure to put the brackets. It will be negative 2 and that will be 4.75. And that the next one will be negative 3 into the negative 3 square. That will be coming 9.5. Your answer should be matching mine answers. That's how you get all 3 marks. Okay, is everyone clear? Please double check. You should be getting the same values. I'm waiting. You should be trying to do this together with me this whole next couple of classes, solve together and be active and solve together. Okay. ठीक है जी. Is everyone clear? Understood? Got it? So is everyone following? Understood? Clear on that? ठीक है. So what we need to understand, it will be on the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to. हाँ तो देखिए वही आंसर रॉन्ग इसीलिए आ रहा है बिकॉज दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम फॉर एवरी वन एंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट फॉर वन सिंगल स्टूडेंट इट्स एवरी वन एवरीवेयर एवरी स्कूल एवरी फ्रॉम एनीवेयर बिकॉज प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग क्या करें, यू डोंट कैलकुलेटर यूज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ओके, आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग एनीवन, आई एम जस्ट सेइंग टू डायरेक्टली टू एवरीवन कि आप लोग ये करें -3 स्क्वायर -3 2 डिवाइड बाय मतलब 2 मल्टीप्लाई -3 इन द कैलकुलेटर, ये आपको हमेशा रॉन्ग आंसर देगा। व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इन द कैलकुलेटर, ब्रैकेट -3 स्क्वायर -3 टाइम्स ऑफ 2 डिवाइडेड बाय -3, बल्कि हम सॉल्व भी कर लेते हैं सिंस दैट्स द ओनली ऑब्जेक्टिव वी आर अचीविंग, तो लेट्स जस्ट सॉल्व एज वेल। देखें विदाउट कैलकुलेटर आपको सॉल्व करके दिखाता हूँ। -3 का स्क्वायर विल बी +9, -3 डिवाइडेड बाई 2 टाइम्स ऑफ -3 -6। अब ये जो नेगेटिव नेगेटिव है वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा, पॉजिटिव बन जाएगा, तो 9 + 3/6, 3 1 3 2 6, तो y इज इक्वल्स टू 9 + 0.5, 9.5। सेम के टू के साथ करने के ब्रैकेट में करेंगे तभी एग्जैक्ट, कैलकुलेटर को इंस्ट्रक्शंस चाहिए, कैलकुलेटर इज नॉट अ ह्यूमन थिंग, राइट, सो कैलकुलेटर नीड्स प्रॉपर इंस्ट्रक्शंस, क्योंकि जब माइनस होता है तो माइनस का जो स्क्वायर है ना पॉजिटिव होता है, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड माइनस मल्टीप्लाई बाय माइनस विल ऑलवेज बिकम पॉजिटिव स्टूडेंट्स, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट आप उसको ब्रैकेट में करेंगे। एंड दिस इज अ जनरल रूल, इट्स नॉट फॉर द ग्राफ चैप्टर ओनली, कहीं पर भी नेगेटिव को ब्रैकेट में डालना हो कैलकुलेटर में, फॉर योर ए लेवल एडवाइस एज वेल, फॉर एड मैथ्स इफ यू डू एड मैथ्स एज वेल उसकी भी एडवाइस है। तो वट एवर इट इज कि आपको ये करना ही करना जरूरी है, एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंडिंग, गेटिंग इट, फॉलोइंग, पीपल गॉट द पॉइंट, क्लियर, अंडरस्टूड, सही है, तो ये हो जाएगा, ठीक है, ब्रैकेट के अंदर डाल दे। लेट्स क्विकली मेक इट एंड विल फिनिश आफ्टर दिस वन, के -3 पे वी हैव गॉट 9.5, ओके, सो -3 इज बेसिकली 9.5 इन मिडिल, -2.5, -2 पे it's 4.75, be careful, lot of students will, they are trying to make sure कि आप कुछ गलत point put करें, you have to be careful students, you have to read properly each and every point, -3 is 9.5, -2 is 4.75, -2 is positive 4.75, so that will be -2 is positive 4.75, -2 is पॉजिटिव, तो ये क्या, अब देखिए ये भी होगा 4.2 4 4.6 4.8, सो इट्स करेक्ट कि -2 आप जितना ऊपर दिखा सके 4.75, दैट विल बी द केस। उसके बाद -1 इज 2.5, सो -1 विल बी पॉजिटिव 2.5 स्टूडेंट्स, इज एवरीवन फॉलोइंग, -1 इज सेट पॉजिटिव 2.5, and then we have -0.5 is positive 3.3, so 3.3 will be this thing, some 3.3, and then when x -0.2 it will be 7.5 positive somewhat here, okay, as you can see -0.2 will be this thing, it's exactly matching with 7.5, y is 7.5, x is negative, then 0.2 will be -7.5. So 0.2, we go to -7.5 students. So hope you understand it's a mixture of quadratic plus the reciprocal graphs and the asymptote line. You can see it is not touching the y-axis. We'll talk about that later. It will not touch the y-axis, no point on the y-axis. 0.2 -7.5, 0.5 -2.8. When x is 1, -0.5. And when x is 2, y is positive 3.3, 3 पे it will be 8.5, okay, so that's the objective, that is what we need to be done, so let's make it very quickly. So this should, how many points, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, exactly, it's matching, so it should be, this is going like this, students, is everyone clear? Make sure no rulers allowed yet, okay, you have to make it, so this one is a quadratic. So looks a completely different graph to end for you guys. I hope everyone understands, okay? Okay, one portion is looking like a quadratic related and the other portion is looking like related to reciprocal. So we'll talk. I hope everyone got it. This is how the sketching will look like. This is what this one is worth 5 marks, which means okay, more marks if you have done properly complete sketching of the axis. Please let me know if there's any question. We continue from here with all the remaining parts of these the questions. Okay, is everyone getting it clear? Understood? People got it? Is everyone following? Understood? Okay. So we'll continue from here. Make sure you sketch the graphs and whatever you have to do, just practice as much as possible of concept number 1, 2, and 3. We continue from here from with the next couple of lot of concepts 4, 5, 6. I think there will be 9, 10 easily concepts. Okay. So make sure to follow, practice, and be ready The first part should be done so that you can perform better, you understand better with the next session. Okay, thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Have a great day.
यार तो अपनी जुल्फे दिखाओ।